So you see the all the reference libraries, and even though if you have a Maven based, and then you have a Maven pom.xml file, then all necessary dependencies injected to the project. And that's I need to discuss later, a little bit later when I start the complete development. So you see the pictures, like this is my one of the projects here. This is the that's I discussed already this one. You have the possibility to create the database, the point tables, line table, metadata saved to the database, and even though you have a possibility to import the CSV file or export the CSV file, you can erase the points line in your database, and then you can select the symbols, and then you can delete the symbols. Then let's see, yeah, we select this one, and then maybe you can delete it. This and then select it first, so it's deleted. So it just works perfectly. So deleted. So I mean that's one. That's you can build it, and then you can build the points and whatever it is, and then you can build the lines, and then this one I will discuss later a little bit detail this one, these projects. So there's a 3 different projects is running for completely the application, the developments. That's here you have it. Like here they have query labs, that's independent the methods. If you go there, this is the software that I am talking about, this one. So you have the possibility to load your shape files, and then even though you have possibility now close, you have a possibility to go to your PostGIS database possibility, and then even though other data storage, you can go to the shape files and the directory files and so on and so forth, depending with SpatiaLit JNDI context directory of spatial file systems, and then you can so forth, and then close it. And on point exceptions, you can view the tabular features, and then you can count the features in geometry. You have a possibility map view, you have a possibility the converter that I already talked about, that one, then help, and then there's exit button. This is the really rough how can say the really rough UI for my visualization or for the software development. Let's have a try to build some to up some maps. Maybe I have some data in somewhere, the GIS data sets, and then this is the data from the OpenStreetMaps, and the last year I did. So maybe say that we can put it like road shape files. Where's the road shape files? Here's the road shape files. You can go there, and you can the styling that I said in my presentation. You can change the color. You can change the color, maybe um, maybe color like red, maybe let's a little bit here, okay. And then you can change the transparency and the width also, and so on and so forth. And this is the big data sets. This you can see the pictures is coming, so it's perfect. So you can do zoom in, zoom out, and even though you can select one of them geometry, you can zoom in, zoom out functionalities with so it's a little bit slower, the server. So even though you can select the features, one of them features, and get the feature informations and close it, and even they have selector. There is a selector is there, so you see the selector. I mean that's a possibility. So a little bit slower because there's a lot of data sets is there. So then you have the possibility, the information to see the waste projection systems, and you see the coordinate systems. And I will look for the detail for the how the software works and how the developments it works, and after my presentation part. After the presentation part, let's have a start. So that means GeoTools, there's a possibility, and here the GeoTools functionalities, you can download the GeoTools and the libraries into your Java projects, and then start your developments. There is many possibilities, and there is an overall the general the overview for the GeoTools libraries, the interfaces, the APIs. You have APIs, and then OpenGIS and Java tool suites is here. You see that then there is a metadata information referencing, and also the implementation for data, JDBC, XML, render, SQL, and main and covers. And there is a plugin. You see the plugin EPSC plugin, HSQL database plugin for your georeferencing systems, and you have a ShapeFiles plugin, and you have a PostGIS database plugin, and XSD and WMS extension file system in the plugin additional for styling, and so on and so forth. This is a really general idea how the GeoTools APIs interfaces, but I will go through every part of the APIs when they start the developments. So this is the one of the part of the GDAL or OGR in Java. So it was in previously it was in the based on the C and C++ the language, and now they have the availability from 2000, I think so in 14 or 15 they have the possibility as they delivered the Java version for those libraries, and then you can have a many example for GDAL. I mean, if you go to the GDAL part, this one part we already discussed, this one, the GeoTools, and you can go to download for GeoTools, and I will show you. This is the version of the GeoTool availability, and this is the GDAL part. So you see the GDAL, and they have the audio in Java, and there is since GDAL is project is Swing generated Java building for GDAL or work. There's a dependency injection for Maven, even though you can inject the Gradle if you are Gradle building tools into that, and there's many example how can you integrate the Java programs, and many examples here. I will show you some examples from there, because this part I didn't finish it yet, and there's many example here. So you can build a control from any height calculation, for elevation calculation. You can transform JSON OGR to OGR. This is a new you can convert the different from the vector file to the JSON file or GeoJSON file or KML file, even though you can have a converter like WKT, WKB, and many read XML file, the transformations, many example is there. So you can, this is really good, really good example, Java example. Source code is there, just you need to properly integrate and build your GIS software tools, and what you need to build your company or your daily works. So that means the GTL part, I will give it to the third software tools. Then we can talk about detail about how GTL works, how OGRC, how you can integrate these libraries into your Java projects, and then start your development. There's many example that I already talk about. I show you how it's many example controls, or you have a converter tools from different vector files from shapefile to the JSON, KML, or SBS, or other format, or GeoJSON, KML, or CSV, doesn't matter. And after that, you can have a possibility to import those files into the different formats, and that's I mean. So finally, I will show I can say thanks, and just subscribe the channels and write down your comments and your ideas, and we will try our best to give it to you some feedbacks, what we are thinking and what you are thinking. Then we can make a really good solutions. Now I can say bye bye and goodbye, and let's have a start to the really development part. Let's continue. Bye bye.